So guys, let us start discussion of this JEE Advance 2025 sample paper. So we'll discuss few questions right now. So the first one is for t02 half, consider this quadratic equation, and alpha t beta t are the roots of the equation. Then they're asking which of the following statements is false. So first of all, in the option A, they're asking if the equation has distinct roots in this interval. So how do we check that? You just find the value of discriminant d. So there'll be just b square minus 4ac. When you simplify it, it will come out to be 1 minus t whole square, 1 minus 4t square. You see this 1 minus t square will always be positive, and from 0 to half, 1 minus 4t square will also be positive. So discriminant is greater than 0, so A will be true. Next, they are saying for infinitely many values of t, the roots will be rational, and for infinite values, roots will be irrational. So roots rational or irrational will depend upon if the value of square root d is rational or irrational. So square root d will be 1 minus t into root 1 minus 4t square. You see, whenever 1 minus 4t square will be perfect square, roots will be rational because this value will come out to be rational. See, t is from 0 to half. In t 0 to half, the range of this thing will be 0 to 1 open. So in 0 to 1 open, there will be infinitely many rational numbers, like infinitely many numbers whose square will be rational number. For example, it would be 1 by 4, 1 by 9, 1 by 16. So there will be many cases in which we get rational value after square root and many cases in which we get irrational values. So option B will also be true. Next, they're saying alpha t beta t are real positive with both alpha t beta t less than 1. You see, in A part we discussed that both the roots are real. Now, to see if both the roots are positive and less than 1 or not, we see this quadratic equation again. If you see the coefficient of x square, there will be t minus t square, and in 0 to half, this value will be positive. Because if less number is between 0 and 1, the t value will be more than t square. So upward parabola, value at 0 will be just t square, which will be positive. Value at 1 will be 2t minus 1, which will be negative. So you see upward parabola with value at 0 is positive, value at 1 is negative. So you can say it must look something like this. So you can say one root will lie between 0 and 1, other root will be between 1 and infinity. So both the roots are positive, but only one of them is less than 1. So option C will be wrong. And option D. In option D, they're asking limit t tends to half negative mod of alpha t minus beta t. You see, difference of root, we have a direct formula to find difference of root, that is square root d by mod a. Square root d is like square root of discriminant by mod a. A is the leading coefficient, the coefficient of x square. So in this case, we get square root d as 1 minus t root 1 minus 4t square. The leading coefficient is t minus t square. When you put t equal to half, you will see this will become 0. Both of these are non-zero, so they won't matter. The final answer will be 0. So option D will also be true. So finally, the answer will be option C here, because they're asking which of them is false. So C is false here. Okay, next. Next, we discuss this fifth problem. This is indefinite integration. We have f is minus 1 to 1 to all real number. F of alpha is minus pi to pi 1 by 1 minus alpha cos theta d theta. Alpha belongs to minus 1 to 1. First, let us just try to simplify this integral. F of alpha is 2 times 0 to pi d theta by 1 minus alpha cos theta. Use king and add. When you use king rule, cos pi minus theta will become minus cos theta. So this will become 1 plus alpha cos theta when you use king rule. And when you add them, you get this side will get 2 f of alpha. There is a 2 there also, so this 2 will get cancelled out. So just when you add them, you get 1 plus alpha cos theta plus 1 minus alpha cos theta by 1 minus alpha square cos square theta d theta. Now in this thing, we usually f of pi minus theta will be f of theta. So we can use the property and the limits will become 2 times 0 to pi by 2. will become 2 times 0 to pi by 2. Why there is a 4 there? Because when you cancel out this alpha cos theta, we get 2 here. And 1, 2 when you break the limit from 0 to pi by 2. So you get 4 times 0 to pi by 2. And then you divide both sides by cos square theta. So numerator will become secant square theta. This will become 1 by cos square theta, which will be secant square theta, that you can write as tan square theta plus 1. And this will become just minus alpha square. And this is a direct integration. Now we can just use the formula that if you put tan theta as t, it will directly become dt by root t square plus 1 minus alpha square. So we can write this as a root of 1 minus alpha square. So directly get 1 by a, that formula is there, no, dt by t square plus a square. So 1 by a tan was t by a. So you get 1 by square root of 1 minus alpha square, tan inverse of tan theta by square root of 1 minus alpha square, 0 to pi by 2 are the limits. When you put pi by 2, you get tan inverse infinity, which will be pi by 2. When you put 0, we get 0. So this value will just be pi by 2. So you get 2 pi by square root of 1 minus alpha square. So finally, you can say f of x is 2 pi by root of 1 minus x square when x belongs to minus 1 to 1. In option A, they're asking the value of half to 1 by square root 2 of fx dx. So when you integrate this thing, you see 2 pi will be constant. This will become sine inverse x, half to 1 by square root 2. When you put the 1 by square root 2, you get pi by 4 minus pi by 6. When you simplify, you get pi square by 6. In B option, they're asking tan f of square root 3 by 2. When you put square root 3 by 2 here, you get 4 pi. So you get tan 4 pi, which will be 0. In C option, that asking like this cos inverse beta equal to f of alpha, will there be any solution? Range of fx, you see x belongs to minus 1 to 1, so the denominator will lie between 0 to 1. And if you put 0, you get infinity. If you put 1, you get 2 pi. So range is 2 pi to infinity. Cos inverse beta and f of alpha can never have a solution because the range of cos inverse beta is 0 to pi. So the solution will always, there will always be no solution. In the D option, they're asking 0 to half fx dx. So again, integrate this thing at secant is sorry, sine inverse x, 2 pi outside, 0 to half, we get pi square by 3. So correct answer will be BCD.